Harmonizers, welcome to this video with Bunny, where I'm going to take you along the journey of getting her ready to show and share some of the tips along the way for helping a youngster start something new, because she is a young green horse just getting started in her first year ever competing. That's little Bunny going around, the nice cute little Palomino quarter horse, starting off in our Hunter series at home. And I did pick her up as a little weanling. I bought her off of a Facebook scrolling post that I saw. Literally a Facebook ad of a cute little filly, and I thought, oh my gosh, she's adorable, and we all know that I love Palominos, so I did bring her home, and then I've had her ever since, and she has been with us, got started with us at our farm. She stayed with us and had one colt last year. So that's a little picture of Gingerbread Mermaid when he was a little colt. And now she's under saddle and she's starting going around. Now, before all of this, she did come in and do a lot of obstacle clinics and had a lot of ground training. But it was just in the last year that she's really gotten going under saddle, going walk, trot, canter, and then learning how to jump. And this is her with a junior rider that rides her as part of our lesson program. And they've been doing really well together, and the student really loves her. So even though we have more experienced horses that could teach her more, she's been really enjoying the process of teaching Bunny and learning a little bit about training horses. And part of that is starting with really low jumps and just building the confidence, trying to make sure we really give the horse a loose rein as we're going over the jumps, because you don't want to interfere with them. Otherwise, they can really lose their confidence about going over the jumps. You want to stay off their back and stay out of their mouth, mostly just direct them. And if you get too short on your reins, you can block them from putting their head down and being willing to go over the jumps or try, because they have to figure out how to carry a rider over the jump. So it's super important that you have enough balance and control of your body to stay out of the horse's way. And another tip is that we start with their confidence at home, and we love having our in-house competition. So this is a horse show at our own farm. So it's an arena that Bunny gets ridden in regularly and understands it and kind of knows what to expect of our jumps, but things are set up differently. We've got more flowers set up. We've got horses that are all waiting to come into the show arena. We've got a whole bunch of people watching. We're using a sound system to announce the numbers and the placings and who's coming into the arena. So there's a lot of different things happening. It's louder than usual, more chaotic than usual. However, Bunny also takes part in our summer camp, and she's a superstar in our summer camp, which also involves a lot of kids and a lot of noise. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And these pieces help to get Bunny set up for success for when she goes off property for her first off property jumping experience. So the more exposure we can do at home, even little things like we often don't pull out all of these fillers, like all of these things that we stick underneath the jumps. Sometimes we just do plain poles, but making sure we do some courses where we put the pickets or the flowers, but not always the same every time, because getting used to change is important. Another little tidbit is that she's doing simple lead changes, meaning she's going from leading with her right legs to her left legs, and we're rebalancing in between so that way she can get balanced. And there she did a big jump over top, but Macy tried to stay out of Bunny's way, came down to a walk. Is it perfect? No, it is a junior rider helping a pony. And then here's a little clip of Bunny out in the field, because this is an important thing that I think is often overlooked, is that horses need to be horses, and that's their field where they have sectioned off grass paddocks, and then they can travel around the track system. So here we are now going off-site for our first off-site schooling. I love taking horses off-site because they can have a lot of nerves, and that's what we're seeing with Bunny here with this head tossing. Is when she is nervous, she carries tension, and then as a response to that, she will shake her head like this, and that's her just being so tight in her body, she's trying to almost shake it off, like trying to get rid of it. And so what we're trying to instruct the student to do is just stay calm and supportive, and trying to just say, Bunny, like, you can do it, like, let's have fun, to kind of keep her going, but without being mean, like not criticizing Bunny for doing that head tossing piece. More just trying to keep her in motion, because Bunny needs to learn to breathe and relax while she's going, while she's in motion. She can stand still and be okay to stand still, but she also needs to learn to relax while in motion. So sometimes it just means giving her that opportunity to just ride some of that canter time and let her, learn how to self-regulate her own emotions and get to a place where she's okay. And you'll see as this video goes on, we're still at the same offsite schooling experience. And as Bunny's going around, you see her get a lot more relaxed in her stride. The head tossing starts to go away, and you can see the other horses are just standing, relaxing in the middle. It's great to have that other calm energy around of the other horses, setting a good example. Because if she was with other nervous horses at her first offsite jumping experience, probably would not go too well, because we all feed off of the energy around us. Humans as well. If somebody's nervous going somewhere and they're surrounded by a whole bunch of other nervous people, it's not going to go as well as if you're around other people who are calm and relaxed in the situation. So as she's going around, like, this is just showing you how essentially what we're doing is allowing Bunny to canter and just kind of trying to stay out of her way, and giving her an opportunity to just breathe and start to lick and chew, and then bring her down to a walk to just kind of think like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And she was able to figure out that piece. And then once that happened, then she was in a much better thinking frame of mind and was able to come over to the show ring and start doing some jumps. So this off-property experience at New Beginnings, they have a warm-up ring, and then they had some jumps set up similar to what would be at a horse show with some what we call filler. So filler is the stuff underneath the jump that can make it look a little exciting, a little different. And she comes in here and rides around a course of jumps. And it mimics the show atmosphere of you have one ring to warm up, a different ring once you're settled to go in. And look at that, flying over the oxer, flying over the filler. And a key tip here to remember is that we can't ask too much of a horse before they're ready. So if they're still nervous and doing, that head shaking she was doing because she was trying to shake off the tension, she's just feeling a little overwhelmed, then it's important not to ask this part of them too soon. So now we've got her coming around after she was already in a thinking frame of mind where she had showed us those signs of relaxation and coming into what we call that parasympathetic nervous state. So not where she's in fight or flight mode and, oh my gosh, this is new and scary, overwhelming, but she's figured out like, okay, this is all right. We can do this. And she comes out and rides these lovely little rounds where she's going over the jumps willingly and having a good time, looking like she's realizing that this is fun. And the goal of our first offsite experience is that Bunny leaves feeling like this was fun, this was okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because if we brought her and when she was feeling really stressful and we didn't work through that to help her find the relaxation, then what's going to happen is Bunny would leave just feeling awful and being like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go somewhere else again. It just feels absolutely horrid. Whereas now Bunny's gotten to the place where she's like, okay, this is fun. This is flying. Like, this feels like similar to how we are when we're at home. We're just going around having a good time over the jumps. And Macy's doing a great job of staying out of Bunny's way and letting her have her head. Keep in mind that Bunny is doing all of this with no bit. So she has stayed bitless through her training. We haven't had a need to put a bit in her mouth. She's, I think, had the odd ride where we tried a bit just in case we would need it for hunter shows. But she's actually going around just bitless. It's a little rope nose band that's going around her nose. And you can see that Macy's able to do a good job of steering. She did a lovely lead change there. And overall, it's looking really fantastic. Macy slows down, gives her lots of pats and praise. And then here's a look at our first outdoor show at our farm. So this was something a little bit different as well, because we typically have a indoor horse show, but then we built this new outdoor arena and wanted to have it fenced in and ready for the outdoor show, which we were able to do. And there wasn't really much practice time here because I think we built the ring and it was 5 days later was our horse show. So it's a little different. So this was similar to going to an off-site show because there were people all waiting around the outside. There was the sound system. It was also a super windy day. So a lot of the horses were a little extra spicy and spooking at different things because there was wind whooshing through the microphone, all sorts of stuff happening. So it was not the most polished round, but this is getting started with Bunny part 1, and then stay tuned for more of her horse show adventures.
Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.